Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking well aging in your 30s. Now, this is going to be a great video for you. If you are currently 30, I'm going to be addressing some of the things that start to come up in this decade, but don't worry if you are beyond your 30s, there's still really helpful information in here. And if you're younger and looking forward and you want to know exactly what to do, this video is going to lay it all out. It really is a 3-step ultimate guide to well aging, truly at any age. And so today we are going to be talking about skincare for sure. I'm going to give you the tools to build an effective and targeted skincare routine for your well aging goals. And then we're also going to talk about all the other things that play into not only how well we look, right? But also how well we feel on the inside, because well aging, part of that is wellness, right? Well aging is a philosophy that really embraces the idea that we are going to get older. It is a fact of life. And by the way, getting older happens to every single human being. You cannot stop the clock. No matter what marketing and skincare may promise you, you will get older. So well aging says, why not embrace and embody that? But let's try to do it as well as we possibly can and do it as well from the inside out in a holistic way. So that's what today's video is all about. If you're so ready to learn the 3 ultimate steps to well aging, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. Step number 1, consider your skin goals now and later. So the first thing I want you to do is look in the mirror and identify the things that you would like to improve about your skin. I do not want you to nitpick your appearance at all. I don't want you to get hard on yourself. But what I want you to do is get specific about the things that you want to achieve with your skincare, because it's shocking how much we can be non-specific with how we go about our skincare routines. And then we wonder, like, why does our skin not look good? And it's like we're not being specific and honest with ourselves about what we want to achieve and tackle. And when we have that knowledge, we're better able to choose the products that are going to target that. And it's all about being specific. What I want you to do is kind of split your goals up into what you feel like you can achieve in a relatively short amount of time, and what are more of your preventative goals or things that you know are going to take a much longer time for you to achieve, like a couple of years, right? So in your short-term goals, don't pick too many. I would really suggest sticking to like 1 to 3. I would not suggest going over much more than that, because that's when things start to become overwhelming, and that's when we overwhelm our skin and potentially set ourselves back with irritation and broken barriers, right? So let's just be realistic. So short-term goals, I want you to remember that your skin cycle lasts on an average about 28 days. So the skin cells are constantly renewing themselves at about a 28-day cycle, meaning that we want to give ourselves at least that amount of time to start to see results on our skin. For some of us, it is going to actually take longer, because as we get older, the skin cycle actually slows down. So if you are older, keep that in mind, but also everybody's body is different. So your skin cycle, no matter what age you are, could just be slower. It could also be faster. But just kind of give that, like, let's just call it a month, right? Give yourself at least a month to see results with any, ingredient or skincare product or goal that you are trying to achieve. But even that is probably, let's be realistic, marketing lies to us, right? Content makes us think that things happen really, really fast with skincare, but truly you got to start at least a month, but let's say 2 to 3 months to really start to see some results. So what are the goals that you can see yourself improving in those next couple of months? Now, for your long-term goals, or like I said, more of those preventative goals that you may have, a lot of the well aging is going to fall into this category. Just really get yourself prepared for the fact that this is probably going to be a lifelong commitment for you, for really looking to prevent and then treat and work on down the line things like fine lines, wrinkles, loss of elasticity, firmness, as well as things that are a little bit more stubborn, like sun damage. Those can take a much longer time. That doesn't mean that you aren't going to start to see improvements in your skin, within the next couple of months to a year, but I'm just letting you, kind of helping you get into the mindset that we're always going to have these preventative types of products and ingredients in our skincare routine. We're going to build out that area for them in all of our skincare routines, but we're also going to have areas of our skincare routine that fluctuate depending on what we want to improve shorter term with our skin. And when you start to think about the balance of your products that way, it's going to be easier for you to approach skincare routines that help to target all of your goals without feeling too confused. So now that we've gotten specific about our goals, I want you to look for the active ingredients that are going to target those goals. And I am asking you to kind of go about building a skincare routine, I think, honestly, in the right way. Let's be honest. I think this is the correct way to do it. However, it is not the way the majority of us do it. The majority of us do it the reverse way, right? We go looking for a product first. Then we try it out. Then maybe we think about ingredients, and then we look for the results, right? We go to a store, we watch content or whatever, we get interested in a product, we buy that, we try it out, we see what it does, and then maybe we're happy, maybe we're not, whatever. But what I'm asking you to do is actually start from your skin first. Start with what you want to achieve on your skin first. Look for ingredients, do your research, then look for products that have said ingredients in them. You're going to save time, you are going to save money, and you are likely going to see results on your skin sooner if you do it this way, because it's specific, it is targeted, and you are giving yourself a better shot at success than if you go in for a product first. That's kind of the confused way, and we've all done it. I still do it to this day, right? But I'm just telling you, like, this is going to save you a lot. So it's worth spending the energy and the time figuring this out. So I'm going to put a graphic on the screen because there's a ton of active ingredients out there, and you probably have a very specific list of things that it's possible I will not address in today's video. So I'm giving you a little bit of a starter here with this graphic. It is, like I said, a starter. It's not comprehensive by any means, but maybe you see some of your skincare goals. Here are some suggestions for ingredients to look for. Now, when it comes to well aging, there are some biggies. I will let you know about those. Retinoids, that's a whole class of ingredients, and it includes ingredients like retinol, retinaldehyde, tretinoin, adapalene. These are considered the gold standard for the well aging journey. They are collagen stimulating ingredients, so they can help to treat fine lines and wrinkles, loss of elasticity, skin firmness, but they're also brightening ingredients. They can help with sun damage, and they can also be helpful for those who are acne prone because there is an exfoliation effect. It helps to control oil and the buildup of dead skin cells on the skin. Now, we also have vitamin C, which is a potent antioxidant. It helps to protect our skin from the damage of the sun. The sun damages our collagen structure, which speeds up the fine lines and wrinkles, but it also can produce sun damage in our skin, unevenness, dullness, and vitamin C not only is a collagen stimulating ingredient, but it's also a brightening ingredient. So it can be very beneficial for a lot of, again, multiple goals that you may already have. And then we have ingredients like AHA. This is a chemical exfoliant. It helps to shed the dead skin cells off the top of your skin. It can be very rejuvenating. It can be great for texture and enlarged pores. It's also a brightening ingredient. And then we also have niacinamide. Now, if you're looking for niacinamide's well aging benefits, you want to use it between like 4 and 5% is where it starts to show collagen stimulating benefits, but it also helps to address texture, and it also helps to brighten the skin. Now, a quick word about sunscreen. You should be wearing it. You already know this. If you are serious about well aging, it's probably already a part of your routine. The sun can really speed up the aging process on our skin in multiple ways. Sunscreen helps to slow that down. So that was a lot of information. You may be confused on how to really put it all together. So I'm going to give you an example right now using me. And so for me right now, it's really the 3 goals. It's the hyperpigmentation, as well as brightening. And, those could be considered the same thing. I do like to break it out just because the hyperpigmentation is actually mostly being caused by pimples, which is my 3rd thing that I wanted to work on, right? The texture, the congestion, and the inflamed pimples, which cause the hyperpigmentation. And then just the overall brightness is likely going going to be achieved by the ingredients that I use for hyperpigmentation, but because I'm being specific and I'm really figuring out the hyperpigmentation is from the acne, that helps me understand how these results are going to play out over the short term. It's about getting control of the acne and the inflammation, right? As well as then incorporating the brightening. So those are my three shortish terms, like goals, right? And I've actually, to be honest, I've made some pretty good progress with them in the last year. And then my long-term goals include those collagen stimulating goals, the fine lines, the skin elasticity and firmness. And now the sun damage, well, you may think of that as a hyperpigmentation or as a brightening goal. It is actually something a little bit different. It is a little bit more of a deeper pigmentation, a little bit of a longer lasting pigmentation on the skin. So what I've chosen to include is retinaldehyde and adapalene. It actually comes in one formula here, and it really covers everything except for the sun damage, and it may long-term contribute to me fading the sun damage over time, but it helps with the acne, with the congestion, it helps with collagen stimulation, the fine lines, it helps with brightening and smoothing the skin. It's everything, right? And then I use azelaic acid, which I am going to reassess this in the next couple of months because I have gotten my congestion and acne to a really good spot. I may let this go, but this is the ingredient, this combination, this routine has gotten me as far as now. Now I'm going to reassess, but azelaic acid helps me with congestion, acne, redness, inflammation, and brightness. And then also I'm using a dual active wash off mask that includes about 15% of AHA as well as some tranexamic acid, which is a brightening ingredient. And so we've got more brightening, we've got some more skin smoothing and rejuvenation and texture, helping to address texture with the AHA. So how I put it all together, I actually already have a video on it. You should check it out if you want to really see the system in action. So I'm going to link that on screen right now, put it in the pinned comment as well for you. Step number 2, consider your health and building habits for life. I am so passionate about this. This is actually so important, and so many people do not talk about this in the context of aging well and looking good and feeling good, but it is so important at this age. If you are in your 30s, you know that your body does not act the way that it did when you were 20. And I bet, if you are 40, 50, 60 years old and you're like, just you wait, you're probably saying, Kelly, just you wait. Exactly though, right? Our bodies are not as efficient as they were 10 years ago. There's really a golden opportunity for us to build a really strong foundation of health right now so that health-wise, we age well in the coming decades. And it's really about not only building the foundation of health, but really building the habits right now that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. So I'm talking about things like diet. I don't even like that word. Let's say nutrition instead, right? And I don't really even like talking about this here on my channel. I sometimes get questions about like, well, what are you eating? Show us what you eat in a day. No, I'm not going to do that because everybody's body is different. What I consume, what works for my body, which has taken me many, many years to figure out that delicate balance, is probably not going to work for you. What my body needs is going to be different than what your body needs. What you're deficient in and what I'm deficient in, it's not going to be the same. And so I don't like anybody who says, eat this one specific way, therefore you will whatever, right? It's such a loaded topic. But what I will say about this, and like, again, the mindset that I want you to think about as you're working on this for yourself, is really understand that the quality of what you are consuming is going to affect how you look on the outside. It is going to affect your skin. Figure out what makes your body feel really good and energized and what keeps your digestion going strong, and the things that maybe slow you down or make you feel lethargic. Learn what that is and honor that in your body. I think that it is absolutely fine and sound advice to say we should have a bigger focus on vegetables, on fruit, on grains, on seeds, on beans, on more whole foods. I will also say now is a great time to do it if you haven't, because you don't want to wait for a health crisis to force you into changing the quality of how you're nourishing your body, right? Create that habit now and let that carry you throughout life, because I am talking about how it makes you look with your skin, but it's about how your body functions too and how efficient your body is. And so we want to be fueling that as best as we possibly can. Also remembering what I said earlier, how much time and energy and money we want to devote to this area. It will change throughout our life, but if we can create that healthy habit now, it's going to be a good thing. Water, drink it. It's important. When you are properly hydrated, every organ in your body is going to be working better. When your body is working optimally, again, we're going to glow with health. Exercise and strength. There's a tendency for us to be cardio bunnies, right? And that is very great for your heart health, but I also want you to think about building strength because that's particularly good for muscles and for your bones. And this is about aging well. Millennials are always complaining about their knees, right? Well, that's because we're not building strength within our body. Build that habit now. And I'm not talking about get strong now and then just totally ditch your fitness routine. Get strong now, stay strong as you get older. Sleep and rest. I'm not going to be like, make sure you get your 8 to 9 hours and you turn off your TV and your phones and whatever. We know all of this stuff, right? I guess what I want you to really start to embrace, because we're going to have different levels of success and failure in this area at any given time, right? But I want you to really embrace the idea of prioritizing rest. And that may mean tapping out to take a nap, right? You know what I mean? If you need to do that, it may mean going to bed earlier, even though it feels weird. Maybe just do it. I guess what I'm really trying to get at is don't feel like you're being lazy or unproductive because you need rest. Don't work yourself to the bone. Don't burn yourself out. Don't burn the candle at both ends. You're 30 now, okay? Your body can't handle it. But also, it is a really important mindset too for really treating your body well. Step number 3, consider your mind and values. Be well and age well. What kind of quality of life do you want? That's a big question, right? I know it is a big question, but now is a really great time to ask yourself that, because when you're 30, I feel like you can feel a little bit more stable than you did when you were in your 20s. And if you're older and you haven't done this yet, please do this. This is important stuff. We really want to consider, our values, our mind, because I will tell you, there is more to life than just going to work. There is more to life than just making money. Because this is a question that I asked myself in my late 20s. I was like, is this all there is? And it took me a while to figure out that no, this isn't, there's so much more to life than just this. But it took me having to ask myself these questions. And these are not easy questions to answer, right? I always wish that you are healthy, happy, and safe. That is just like a baseline level, I think. But I want you to go beyond that. I want you to think about your purpose. You know what I mean? What is your purpose? What do you bring to the world? What lights you up? What are your values? What do you want to build in this world? What do you want to grow? What do you want to pursue? You know what I mean? If you haven't asked yourself these questions, it's a really great time to do this. There is more to life than just making money, than to going to a job. There's so much more than just the capitalistic cycle, right? But it's not going to show up on our doorstep. We do have to ask ourselves these questions and then go out and pursue them. What are hobbies that you want to pursue? What are, causes that are important to you that you want to work on, or you want to get other people involved in? Maybe you want to create groups around certain interests that you have. Maybe you want to give back to your community. I don't know what your purpose is. I don't know what lights you up. I don't know what you bring to the world, but I do know that you bring something to the world. We all have individual gifts and talents. We all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason. I want you to think about going beyond just skincare. If you really want to age well, I want you to think about going beyond skincare. I want you to understand that skincare and vanity and all of that, it only goes skin deep. It doesn't go any deeper than that. Okay. So it really is about how do we transcend just this skin deep, well aging concept, and how do we embrace all of this and really bring it from a really deep place from the inside and let that shine brightly from the outside. That is well aging. that is looking good at any age. That is aging gracefully. Ooh, you came here for the skincare tips and I hit you with all of that life advice. I hope you really enjoyed it because I am very passionate about it. It really is a holistic thing. And I'm curious if you have any well-aging tips that you want to share with our community, whether they be at the skin level or deeper than that. Let us all know in the comments below. If you love this video and you like the idea of holistic well-aging, definitely hit subscribe if you haven't already. Come join our community. I talk a lot about well-aging. I talk a lot about self-care and practical tips of self-care as well. So turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.